Welcome back to Beyond the Sidelines. I'm Casey, your host, followed by pointing at George first.
George.
And
Will.
what's up? We're not in our usual spots, as you can see. I'm in my room. George is in his room. Will's in his room.
Quarantine, baby.
Quarantine. Coronavirus has taken over, and we are out of school until I think May 4th. It's been months since we.
It's gonna be postponed
No,
from that.
May the 4th be
okay.
with you.
We probably won't go back to school unless May the 4th comes in clutch. But my opinion, I don't think we are going to go back. So, Will, I'll probably see you again later on in life.
Yeah, we live like 5 minutes away from
I
each
know.
other.
All right. So it's been a month. Missed this. I really did. So we're first talking about how coronavirus impacted the sports world. It was a crazy shock. It all started with the NBA taking the first boot off, and then it all just kind of fell from there. I think who went second? I think soccer went second.
Yeah,
Thank you, Rudy Gobert.
Yeah. Ben said, "Oh, I don't think
Rudy
you deserve touch every
mic.
Touch every
Not
mic.
watching NBA ever again. If
Yeah,
Rudy Gobert doesn't win Defensive Player of the Year, I'm throwing
Come
him.
on now, dog.
Man, single-handedly blocked the entire NBA. Come on. He deserves it for the next decade at least." All right. Yeah, I know the NFL didn't kick in until a little bit later, so I'll just get Jordan's opinions first on this entire situation.
I mean, it sucks, dude. I am bored out of my mind.
Dude, I'm playing. I put Madden. I'm not even playing. I'm just watching it happen. Like that's what's going on. I'm just watching what happens.
That's how I've been getting my daily basketball fix. Just makes me sound like a crack addict.
I mean, you learn a lot though. You can learn a lot from a lot of players you maybe never heard of.
Yeah.
like Joy Boo Boo. I don't know who that is.
Joe Boo Boo. Yeah. Yes. But yeah. Even the Olympics was canceled, like postponed.
Not canceled, postponed.
Yeah, until next year, I think, right?
Yeah, until next year. I mean, this is just crazy. I understand why they did it. Like, this is absolutely a global pandemic. I understand kind of why they did it, but it just,
it's crazy.
Yeah, and I didn't really think this stuff was real. I was not scared of it until the sport started closing down, and then
I think that's when everybody started like, "Whoa, wait a minute! Why this is actually a real thing, huh?"
Yeah.
I probably should start washing my hands, which everybody should have been doing in the first place. I don't know why you're not doing it.
Yeah, that means it's gross not to wash your hands. I guess this made me realize how for granted I took sport. Like I was taking sports for granted because
absolutely,
if I have nothing to watch and I just play 2K all day, I can't actually look at real basketball stats. I have to look at the 2K basketball stats.
And those are not good for you. Those are not good for you, Will.
Only in the park. Come on.
Keep going, Will.
I took it for granted, and now I'm sad that I don't have it anymore. Especially because it's like it got postponed right before the playoffs.
Oh yeah,
like the playoffs were like about to. The playoffs are gonna start. We're gonna start like this week or next week.
Yeah.
And then it got canceled, and there was a lot of like which teams are gonna make it and which teams aren't, and we never get to see how it's gonna end.
Yeah, I know. NBA decided. I think they were thinking of just a 3 to 5 game to close out the season, and then they'll have like a best of 4, best of 3s. So I guess first 1 to 2 wins. I guess I don't know how they would do it.
But
that was their thought.
Because with the remaining games, my team was still in the playoff hunt. Though they probably weren't going to make it. It just takes your team out of the playoff hunt if they shorten the number of games.
Yeah.
Because they were X amount of games behind.
Yeah, I think they need to finish out the season. I don't think that they should just start with the playoffs. I understand they're trying to get through it, but the thing I would think to do is maybe instead of a 7-game series, maybe lower it to a 5-game series.
Yeah.
Or
yeah, I think they said best of 3 was the thing.
Yeah.
So that'd be games of 5. Yeah. I know they said they want to try and pick up around June, which if that's the case. If they pick up the season at June, then we would probably be looking at a month full of every single sport at once. We have baseball, we'd have football, and we'd have basketball at once. And that'd be really, really insane.
That'd be awesome. But then the new basketball season should be starting at that time.
Yeah, exactly. And I know the NBA was trying to push in for a official or like a new start date, which we on Christmas. What do you guys think about that?
I would.
Christmas
I'd
is
like to
good.
maybe.
Everybody loves Christmas. Christmas Day basketball. It's like Thanksgiving football. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
And it's the season, so it's a new present
yeah.
for all the basketball
Yeah,
fans.
I'm
And
totally.
everyone loves opening day, just like baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Absolutely.
totally down to move the NBA season back. I mean, because they started right in the middle of football season, right during the playoff push in football season, and in America,
Exactly. It's like right after
where
everybody's
they
bye
get
week.
them, like the majority after the majority of sports fans in America watch football. So if you move it back to like maybe the middle of January, like right before the Super Bowl, to where basketball is there, and then it can be all that for until baseball, and then it'll only have to compete with baseball, which is a big deal. But the different people that watch baseball versus the people that watch basketball is
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
hard.
it'd be interesting to see what sport would get the highest views, highest ratings through that time when they're all going on. I probably think basketball would because it's playoff time versus week 1 through
And
5
it's
or 7 of the
and it's
NFL and like opening
international.
day. Yeah,
And basketball is more international than any of the other
Yeah.
sports.
yeah. I was at baseball, but not agree. All right.
Yeah.
No,
what
like
about the
worldwide. I think baseball is more of a America, like the American continents. North and South
Have you
America.
ever seen baseball in Japan?
No,
It's huge.
Oh no, they do have a lot of baseball fields. I know that.
And in Latin America, half of our players come from the
that's
Dominican
North
Republic.
and South America.
Yeah, he said
No,
he
but
said the
That's a
Americas.
region.
He said the Americas. It's all right.
All right.
Sorry.
All right. But
All right.
Japan,
This
Japan,
past few weeks have been crazy for the NFL. The NFL free agency started on I think March 13th. So
Something
no,
like
not last 2 weeks, last month almost now.
yeah.
Some big signings have happened, such as actually we'll just start off with the first one that happened. I think everyone knows of D Hop to the Cardinals. Devin Johnson went to the Texans, and I think some picture there. So I'll get George's opinion first.
even other NFL other NFL like people that
Players.
are high up
Yeah.
were calling Bill O'Brien an idiot. This was a terrible trade.
Yeah, because don't forget, Bill O'Brien plays head coach and GM for the
Yeah.
Texans, so he
And
kind of runs the
Which
shop.
is
a
a
It's not
bad
good.
choice.
He's
He
a
can't fire himself.
buffoon. Man is a
He-
buffoon.
You lose
The,
DeAndre Hopkins.
Remember that they're taking on the entire David Johnson contract, which is one of the worst contracts in the NFL, and only getting a second-round pick back for what I think is the best receiver in the league. No doubt in my mind, has the strongest hands. DeAndre Hopkins is an amazing wide receiver, a once and forever talent. I mean, this is on the level of the, Vontae, not Vontae's perfect. I don't know what, Khalil Mack trade. And at least the Raiders got 2 or 3 first rounders for Khalil Mack, right?
Yeah, I think they had 2.
The Texans didn't even get 1, and they got a player that's only had 1 good season.
Well, I think they got a 5th
Lucky
round,
for
right?
him.
Are you kidding me? A 5th round for
A second rounder.
So they got David Johnson, a second rounder, and they swapped 4ths.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah.
But still, how do you not get a first rounder for the best receiver in the league?
Mhm.
The Minnesota Vikings got a better return package for Stephon Diggs.
Well, they got
And
2,
they're
right?
2 different, Stephon Diggs is good. DeAndre Hopkins is great. And you got a worse package for a better receiver. This is a terrible, terrible move. And then, they don't have any first-round draft picks. So he couldn't even get a first-round draft pick, even though they need one terribly bad. They traded all their first-round draft picks away for for a left tackle.
For Laramie Tunsil and Kenny Stills.
But you don't trade 2 first-round picks for a left tackle. You can't do that.
And you can't get rid of
I don't think
Clowney
so,
for Barkevius Mingo, some other guy whose name I don't know, and a 3rd-round pick.
Barkevius Mingo.
Yeah.
That's worse than Joey Boo Boo.
Okay. My turn now?
Yeah, go ahead, Will.
Bill O'Brien, what are you doing? You have a young quarterback who is on the way to being a top 5 quarterback. You trade away the second best wide receiver in the NFL, arguably the top. I think it's him or Michael Thomas. And you don't even get a first-round pick back. Excuse me. Arguably best wide receiver in the NFL. Most overpaid running back in the NFL. And you swap those 2 for almost nothing. He is on Dave Gettleman level right now as a bad GM. And Dave Gettleman took Daniel Jones with the 6th overall pick in the NFL draft. So just to gauge where that is, he's doing really bad. I don't understand why the Texans ownership gave him GM privileges and coaching privileges. This is not going to work. The Texans
They couldn't find somebody else that wanted to work with Bill O'Brien.
Yeah. So maybe you should realize he's not going to win us any playoff games and fire him.
Somebody
did win
say
them a playoff
Watson.
game. He did win them a playoff game this year, but
No, win
thanks
them
to him.
deep in the playoffs. Exactly. You have one of the up-and-coming quarterbacks in the NFL, and you just traded away his best receiver.
For a running back that, I mean, look, the running back position is not that important anymore. You can find a running back all the time.
And the Texans,
it's not that hard.
The Texans have traded for so many running backs in the last couple of years. Remember Duke Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
Carlos Hyde,
Yep.
and now David Johnson.
But at least those trades were 4th and 5th and 6th round picks. This
Exactly.
is the
At
best
least they
receiver in
made
the
sense.
NFL.
Yeah, he has he is the most legendary catch of all time. The Christmas Day catch against the Steelers.
No,
for
that's not
TJ
the
Yates.
most legendary catch of all time.
In my opinion, it is.
Have you ever seen the Immaculate Reception?
Yeah, but
That's overrated. Overrated.
Oh, it
in my
is
opinion.
not.
In my opinion, it's overrated.
It is not. Okay, I'd like you pick a ball up off the ground that bounced off another player back at you when you're not expecting the ball whatsoever, and then run for a touchdown.
I'd like to see a non-Steelers fan tell me that the Immaculate Reception is the best catch of all time.
Ask a lot of people.
He caught it over 2 defense. It was the DeAndre Hopkins Christmas catch is definitely better than that.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
It was okay. You also have to remember they still lost the game. This was in a clutch situation that put the Steelers into the Super Bowl.
Maybe that's one of the greatest clutch catches of all time, but it's not the greatest catch of all time.
It is the greatest catch of all time. If you take in everything into account, that's the greatest catch of all time.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not gonna sway me.
Holmes' catch in the same Super Bowl. In the Super Bowl is a top 10 catch.
Let's move on before this argument gets any worse.
Yeah, except for the fact that you're wrong.
Whatever.
I don't think so, actually, but okay. It's just an opinion.
Well, I know whatever Jordan's saying, he's wrong too. All right.
No reason for that. No reason for that.
All right, so let's move on to the I think the biggest trade of the whole situation. Brady to the Bucks.
It's not a trade. It was a signing.
Brady to the Bucks.
On here, I have signings, releases, and trades. I didn't think, but it was a signing. Obviously, the Patriots released him.
They didn't release him. They just let him go.
He was a free agent, but 2 years, $60 million.
Yeah, crazy deal.
$50 million. $50 million.
This late in his career.
No, it's 60.
Crazy. I think this is one of the. No, it's $50 million, but with incentives.
I'm not talking about guarantee. I'm talking about $60 million. That is the contract, $60 million. Okay.
Yeah, and Brady. This is the highest he's ever been paid in his career, right?
Well, yeah, because he always took the pay cut in New England because he was always asked to.
And I think he may win a Super Bowl down there. To be honest with you, I really like the sign.
No, I do too. It's definitely the best signing that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have ever had. And it's the best signing of the offseason for them.
He's already their best quarterback in their franchise history.
Yeah, absolutely. Is he going to be last year's Tom Brady, or is he going to be 2 or 3 years ago Tom Brady?
I think that he has more to prove, and I think that the warm weather, though he historically doesn't always play well there, will be good for his old body. Remember, he's 42.
Right. And that's just, is he becoming, the 2015 Peyton Manning, who did not look good at all, got injured, and was just not the same quarterback. It's just like it was just
Brock
1 year. All of a sudden, he couldn't throw the ball anymore. And is Tom Brady gonna get to that point in Tampa Bay? And that's just a question you got to ask yourself with that risk. It's risk assessment. When is Tom Brady? Because look, he last year finally started to show that Father Time started to win. And
he also was getting
Father Time. When is Father Time gonna win out?
When he stops getting pummeled.
What? Makes no sense.
He had the worst offensive line that he's ever had in front of him in his whole career.
No, I understand that, and he also didn't have a lot of weapons, which is why Tampa Bay is a good place. And I think in the first round they're going to go in the first at least 2 rounds they're going to go offensive line, and so he's got weapons. The only thing I worry about with that team is the defense, not solid, especially the secondary. They don't have a lot of great corners. That's the only thing I worry about. They have really good pressure. They pass rush really well.
Shaq Barrett.
That's why I said their pass rush is really good, but it's their secondary where I think they have to improve. But I mean, this is definitely a team that is up for contention, especially with Bruce Arians and all that kind of stuff.
And a quarterback who can see.
Yeah, a quarterback that can actually see. They have good tight ends, which Tom Brady has always utilized.
And now he has top
two of
receivers.
the best wide receivers in the NFL. So. He's not playing a third-string white guy straight from Walmart anymore.
That's Julian Edelman in a nutshell.
So it's going to be interesting to see,
Yeah, it's interesting too because Brady has to go against Breeze now twice a year.
Yep.
And it's going to next year. And what you call it, the Bucs play the Kansas City, so you'll see Brady and Mahomes again.
Yep.
And whoever maybe the Chargers draft. Who do you have the Chargers drafting, George? Herbert?
Currently Justin Herbert.
Yeah, so maybe you might see Herbert and Brady. So it'll be fun.
Yeah. I also think it's going to be interesting. The AFC is normally very easier to go through in the playoffs, but I mean, at every single level, the Bucs are going to have some problems in the playoffs. You think about the Packers and Aaron Rodgers. You think about the Saints. You think about even good defensive teams like the Vikings. You think about, the Seahawks in the playoffs or the 49ers or
and the Bears can get over their offensive hump than the Bears because that defense is scary.
Yeah. So I really think it's going to be a harder run for Brady just because the playoffs are going to be so much harder for him than they would be in the AFC. And for the Chiefs, it might be a cakewalk.
Probably. I think it'll probably be Ravens and them again. Or not again, but some around. And I think if Brady gets to the Super Bowl, not even win, just gets to the Super Bowl, then I think it cements him as
the best quarterback of all time.
The best.
I mean, I already think he is.
I do think so.
He's the best winner of all time.
I don't think you can argue with 6 championships.
Exactly.
I think he's the best winner of all time. I don't know if he's the best quarterback of all time.
I would say he's okay, I can agree with that because I don't think he has the best talent of all time. I don't think he's the best if we were to go quarterback versus quarterback, I think there are guys with more talent and more arm strength and more all that kind of stuff, but he's one of those
Joe Montana or Peyton Manning.
He's one of the smartest guys to ever play the game, and he just used his ability and always had a chip on his shoulder from being a 6th-round pick and has used it to win 6 championships. And no matter how much I didn't like the guy in New England, I'm still not a super fan of his. I can't deny, his greatness.
You have to give respect to the word.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I respect
It's the same.
I hate the Patriots and I hated Tom Brady, but I could always respect them, except when they cheated.
It's the same thing as, with the Yankees and Derek Jeter. Like, I do not like the Yankees. Everybody does not like the Yankees in the world of baseball. But
except Yankees fans.
Well, really? But you have to respect Derek Jeter. He played the game the right way, and he was one of the best to ever do it. It's the people who cheat, like Alex Rodriguez, or the Bill Belichick's, or those kind of people where when you cheated, or the entire Astros organization, the people who cheated, that's where that's where you really can't give respect. If somebody works hard and they win a lot, power to them.
Yeah, but if you're Bill Belichick, really, dude, you're going to cheat against the Bengals?
I think that was more of an accident, but with all the Spygate stuff, it just brought it back to fruition.
Yeah,
I think it's never going to go away. That happens too. I think it didn't get the light as much as the Patriots one did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Patriots have a history of cheating.
Exactly. It's just because of their history. If they had never done it before, I don't think it would have gotten as much traction as it did. The only reason we remember it is because we know that Spygate actually happened in 2008. So the Patriots have already shown this tendency before. Like if I've punched somebody before and people heard that I punched somebody again, you're going to believe that. But if I've never gotten into a fight before and somebody heard that I started a fight, well, then you're not going to believe them. You know what I mean? So it's all really about, reputation. And I think that that's where this plays in.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
All right.
So back to the
next
matter
on
at
the
hand,
list-
I really like the signing.
What was that?
I said back to the matter at hand, I really like the signing.
I
Oh
agree.
yeah, I did too. I think Brady's gonna shine with his weapons now, and especially that Bruce Arians offense.
Yeah.
Surprise, Gronk comes out of retirement and demands trade or release. And then he goes to Tampa. That'd be scary.
They already have 2 tight ends. They don't need a third.
But
Well, he would go to the first.
do you want 2 tight ends or do you want a Gronk?
Give me 3 tight ends.
Cameron Brayton and OJ Howard are really good. It's not like he has. Everybody has 2 tight ends. I'm talking about like 2 good tight ends.
Yeah, I know. But would you rather have 2 good tight ends or a Gronk? Or 1 good tight end and a Gronk?
1 good tight end and a Gronk.
Well, yeah, but how much money is he gonna want? You know what I mean? You gotta think about it that way. And I don't know if Gronk wants to play again. I don't really think he does. I don't think he has the desire to play again.
Yeah.
He's won his. It's not like he never won a ring. It's not like
He has 3 as a tight end.
It's not like he's not gonna make it into the Hall of Fame. He's done. And what else do you want him to do? He's done everything. He's done everything in a career that a lot of people couldn't do.
I want to see Gronk just wreck over people.
Just because.
not have it be in
but
Madden.
what does he have left to prove? Like,
Nothing.
what's the
That's
point?
I
He
really
ended
think
up
he's
with
buying people.
.69 touchdowns per game. He
That's
does not
insane.
want to change that.
That's crazy. I know
Facts.
that.
Nice.
Nice.
It'd be nice if it
All
was
right.
0.694220, but
We're gonna go on to the third trade that I have here. Darius Slay to the Eagles. I forgot Will was an Eagles fan. I had heard he had mentioned it in months because I haven't seen him in months. So
1 month.
Will, you can months.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, this is
So
the
this is very
greatest
needed for
trade.
Eagles. So Will, you can go ahead and go off if you want.
This is a great trade for all sides. The Lions lose a player that doesn't respect the coach, and by all sides I mean the Eagles, because this is mostly a win for them. He's one of the best corners in the NFL, and now put him with an already pretty good defensive unit that has a great defensive line. The Eagles have one of the best defensive line rotations in the NFL, and then I think that he'll just bring in extra, tenacity and greatness to that defense, and I think that
And not
him
burnt
working
toast.
with Kirsten.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
and
know if
not,
you understand the definition of all sides, because
Yeah, you said
if you say
just
all sides,
just
you can't
Eagles.
just say the Eagles.
All sides that I care about. All sides
Okay,
that I care about.
that is understandable, but that's not what you said. No, this
was
was.
insinuated.
Look, Darius Slay needed to be traded, and I think that what hurt the trade stock, what hurt his trade stock is that people knew that he wanted to get out. If all this stuff wasn't public, I think that the Lions easily get a first-round pick. It really, really hurt his, them getting a trade for him because he was so public about wanting to get out of Detroit. And so a third and a fifth is not, nothing, but
it's not a
for
first round and a second
top-tier
round.
Corner, right?
For the now he's the highest paid corner in the NFL.
Right. But, for probably one of the best, a top 5 corner in the NFL, a third and a fifth is not enough, especially when secondary is nowadays so important.
Yeah. Especially because of these top wide receivers that we have in the NFL. Like the Mike Evanses of the world and the Chris Godwins of the world. And
why are you saying Buccaneers?
2 Bucks receivers?
because I'm blanking on wide receivers right now.
DeAndre Hopkins, Julio Jones,
Michael Thomas.
Come on now, dog.
All better than the 2 you named.
Stephon Diggs. It's
It's right, Will.
okay.
I might have thought that I'd been secluded for a month.
And I know the rumors were Sam Walker was going to go to the Eagles, but actually this morning he got signed to a 1-year deal. No, they restructured his contract to a 1-year, $9 million deal with a $17 million incentive bonus if he obviously gets the incentives. So. Yeah, for Kansas City.
The Eagles, if they do not trade up to get a receiver or get a really good receiver in the draft, I'm going to be pissed.
You're going to beat them?
They're not going to trade up. There's no reason to trade up. This wide receiver draft class is so stacked, there's no reason to trade up for a receiver.
Really? Can I tell you what I want? I want the Eagles to
I can understand trading up. There's no reason to trade up. I don't think you understand this. If you get there's a good chance you get Justin Jefferson at 21, which would be a top 2 wide receiver in most other draft classes. There's still T. Higgins is probably still going to be there. Henry Ruggs might fall there. If not, you still have a Denzel Mims or people or Laviska Shenault or Jalen Reagor or any of these guys would be good. You do not have to trade up. There's no reason to do that.
But it's what I want.
I understand that's what you want to do, but how much draft capital are you going to give up to go get a wide receiver that has almost the same potential as a guy that you could have gotten without trading up draft picks? There's no reason for that. There's not just one hole in the Eagles that's going to make them win a championship. You still need other secondary pieces. You still need offensive line help. You still need all of these pieces. There is no reason to go up and trade up for a receiver. That is a stupid move.
I'm not looking at it as an analyst. I'm looking at it as a fan, and I want Henry Ruggs.
Well, you're the stupid fan because even fans realize this.
You're a Knicks fan. You don't get to tell me how stupid I am being a fan.
You're fans who snowballs at Santa Claus.
Ouch! You're really gonna go there? You're really gonna go there?
Worst fans on the planet.
Well, I think George shared his opinions without me having to tell him to share his opinions.
That's for sure.
God.
And then we'll go on to our last signing. The Falcons signed Todd Gurley. I thought that was pretty big.
Yeah, I thought that it was big that he got released.
Not really. His knees are gone, and they didn't want to pay him as much money. You know, they're still paying him $7 million, but you know it's a lot better than what they would have been paying, which is around 14. So, I mean, it's They got him on a 1-year contract. They needed a running back after cutting Devontae Freeman. So, you know, he's coming home. It's not a terrible signing. You know, $6 million.
And who knows? It could work out because
it could work out, right?
There's Julio there, so you know it takes away.
Julio, Matty Ice.
Who was on the Rams really that was like, whoa, we got to pay attention to that guy.
Right.
Yeah.
No one. I mean, they had some good receivers.
But Julio's doubled, even still on triple color every single play.
Yeah.
Just gives way more room for.
And remember, Stephon Ridley is good too.
You mean Calvin Ridley?
Calvin Ridley. Why did I say so?
Stephon
Ridley? I was thinking Stephon Diggs. I am stupid.
It's okay, George. Sorry. We all make the mistakes sometimes.
I think. Okay.
Yeah,
you're mad at me for this, but I think one of the most underrated signings was Eric Ebron for $6 million over 2 years, especially compared to what Jimmy Graham got from the Bears. It was a great signing, especially because the Steelers don't sign a lot of people.
Yeah, Jimmy Graham got overpaid.
Yeah, and he has a no trade clause.
Sucks to be Chicago now, doesn't it?
Oh, I can also mention that Kansas City had a legitimate $177 in cap space before this morning. That's really, really sad comparing to the equipment I'm using right now is more than $177.
Sign me to
$177.
Yo, sign me to a one-day $177 contract, and I will go to Kansas City right now.
All right. Yeah, those trades are very interesting. We'll do more next week. That was just 4. We'll probably do another 4 next week because there was a lot of trades that happened.
Yeah.
We're talking about basketball. James Nolan of the Knicks has a coronavirus, basically, COVID-19, and I know George has something to say about it.
Because Mr. Dolan. I know you're feeling sick right now, and I feel very sorry that you got this very sad virus. But knowing that you may, sadly pass away, please sell the team. I am begging you. Please. Give us hope in this time of despair. Let's sell the team. I would appreciate it very much.
Yeah, I'm not the type of guy to promote any type of death, but I'm not promoting. When I saw the score posted on Instagram, I went to the comment section, and I saw a lot of Knicks fans that were very happy about the situation.
I'm not going to say I was happy with the situation, but I wasn't distraught. I'll put it that way.
It's kind of like a win-lose-win. I don't know.
But in other news, the Bulls may have just fired Garpax, which is their front office, which all the Bulls fans have been clamoring to fire for years now. They even chanted it live on First Take when the All-Star game was in Chicago. So they're now looking at new candidates to be their GM and head of basketball operations.
Wait, when you said they might just fire, did they fire or they're?
They're looking at new candidates. They're going to demote them, so they're not firing them, but they're getting demoted.
Yeah. Got it. All right. Interesting. Yeah. So no sports again for another probably a couple months.
Yeah.
Probably not till June. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if the NBC gets canceled. Don't think it will though. I think they'll stick around.
Yeah.
And pull through. But if they do, won't be surprised.
If they don't play, I think they're gonna have to name a champion, and I think it's probably gonna be the Bucks or Lakers.
No, I think they would have named the Lakers.
Really?
Just because they're in the West?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Well, that's probably going to win anyways. We'll be real here.
Oh, I don't know about that, Chief.
Yeah, but the Lakers do have someone who could guard Giannis.
LeBron?
No, Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis is too slow for him.
Whatever.
Sounds like a nice conversation for next week, guys. Because I thought the fire build up just from that talk. It was 5 seconds. So we'll talk about it next week. We're going to get into some trivia, though. Haven't done that in a little bit.
I thought we were going to do game picks.
We'll do that. We'll do that, yeah.
Okay.
Because you don't have to do all the editing stuff this time. All right, trivia. So we all know George is the champion. He hasn't lost a single game of trivia in the last.
He's like LeBron.
Ever. I've never lost.
Never.
I am a legend.
Undefeated.
Will's been on here a couple of times. He obviously hasn't won because he hasn't been champion yet.
Because he's a loser.
I think George's last opponent was Chase Dykema. He came close. Chase chucked at the very end though. I'm reminded now. You just at the very end of the last year, you got to keep spitting answers, right? Because that's what happens. George knows to spit answer because he's been here. George does this, all right? George's been in the clutch, all right? So I've told him 13 random questions off the internet. It doesn't say random sports questions, but the first question is about sports. So you already know the rules. George is going to go first because he's the reigning champion. Then we go over to Will. If George gets the answer right, he gets the point. It goes to Will. If George doesn't get it right, Will has a chance to steal and get the point, and then it'd be his turn again. The last three they have to tap, and whatever light I see light up first green is who I'm picking. So you better make a loud noise. You can say me. That works too. All right, whoever comes up first.
Challenge accepted.
All right. So for question number 1, this goes to George. It's pretty easy. How many innings does a baseball game have?
9.
9. Hopefully it's correct. It's correct. All right.
If I'm not correct, I need to never play again.
If you don't know how many baseball innings are in a baseball game, you should stop playing MLB The Show right now.
Yeah, I know.
That's like the only game I see you playing.
All right. So it is now 1-0 George. This quiz not getting answered, so I'm just typing the question right there. All right. Will, what is the name of Mickey Mouse's pet dog?
Pluto.
Pluto is correct.
That show is so crazy in every single way.
Technically, isn't Goofy a dog too?
But that's not his pet,
That's
though.
kind of
I know it's not his pet. I know Pluto's his pet, but like, how do they decide who can talk and who can't?
exactly. So Mickey Mouse is a mouse. He can talk. Minnie Mouse is a mouse. She can talk. Donald and Daisy are ducks, and they can talk. Goofy's a dog, and he can talk. But Pluto is just a normal dog. He's
Free
yellow.
Pluto. All right. Question number 3 for George. What is the general name for a group of wolves?
A pack.
Pack is correct.
Flex it on those haters.
Thanks.
All right, so 2-1, George. All right, I got up the score because I'm actually keeping total time. I don't do that on the after show. Okay. Right. Oh. All right. Which two fairy tale characters ended up in the house made of gingerbread?
The gingerbread man and the gingerbread woman.
Wait. Here, I'll can I give you like a phone call here? All right. You want? I'll give you the answer choices. Ready? Jack and Jill, Alice and the White Rabbit, or Hansel and Gretel. 5 seconds. 5.
Hansel and Gretel.
Hansel and Gretel is correct.
Let's go.
2-2. All game. All right, George. Which movie actor uttered the famous words, "I'll be back"?
Oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes. You know the movie?
Terminator 2.
This Terminator, but I'll give you that. It's just as in Terminator. I don't know if it says 2. I don't know.
It's Terminator 2. T2.
I'm gonna take it for it. All right.
He's a bad guy in the first one. He's a good guy in the second one.
Got it. I'll probably get a lot of hate for that for not knowing what that was.
Oh, be back.
Okay, ready? This is a true or false question for Will.
Ooh,
In Greek mythology, Hades is the god of the underworld.
true.
True is correct.
It's so great having sisters that are into that kind of stuff, you know, because they always tell me about it.
All right, it's 3-2-3, and this question up next is a question we had before, so that's pretty fun. I think I remember. All right, just for George. What is the longest river in the world? 10 seconds.
The Nile.
The Nile is correct.
Dang it!
I was this
I really
close to
wanted
saying
to-
the Amazon. I was this close.
I
to saying
wanted
the
you to
Amazon.
say the Amazon. I knew the answer because I learned
I
it in
thought he was
geography.
saying that. Oh yeah, no phones. Guys, I look down. You can't use phones.
I'm not.
All right, okay. For now, I'll keep your hands up when you answer, okay? Or at least like up here, I can see it.
I'm
All
using
right.
my phone to do this.
He's got a point.
Okay, that's right. Okay. All right. Question 8 for Will. Who said one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind?
Neil Armstrong.
Correct. I hope you didn't say Buzz Lightyear because that wasn't true.
That would be late.
Buzz Lightyear to the rescue!
Oh, I wrote 4-34. Will almost. It's 4-4. All right. The question is going to George, right? It's a true or false. True or false? Earth is the third closest planet to the sun.
True.
True is correct.
I really want you to get one of these answers wrong.
Mercury,
Wasn't it on the
Venus,
true or
Earth,
false one?
Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus,
Neptune.
Neptune, Pluto. Even though Pluto is not a planet.
Pluto is a planet!
If you guys get this question right, man, that is going to be insane.
Oh,
All
great.
right.
That means it falls on me. Let's go.
Question number 10. Scurvy is the result of a deficiency of which vitamin?
Huh?
Scurvy is the result of a deficiency in which vitamin?
Oh.
Can I have
Well,
a multiple choice?
Vitamin A, vitamin B, or vitamin C? 5 seconds.
Vitamin C.
Vitamin C is
I
correct.
knew that! God damn it.
Yes!
Wow. Okay, vitamin C is correct. All right. So these questions, they're not really on the level of hard as I would usually put them on. So we'll go with how this. All right. So remember, the questions. There's not question 10 through or 11 through 13. You guys have bang or just say something. I'll see who talks first or here. All right. Ready?
Yep.
Yes.
Remember, these questions were 3 points. All right. Steven Tyler is the singer of which famous band?
Ah!
Aerosmith.
George first. George?
Yeah.
I swear I was first.
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith is correct. Yes.
I yelled to make sure you heard me. I knew what the answer was immediately.
I heard this loud scream. Okay. Okay, the questions are actually not like easy though. All right. Question number 12. Okay, it is. By the way, it is
8 to
8 to
5.
5. Oh, 8 to 5. 8 to 5. Yep. Will, you have to get this, man, because I
I
wouldn't
did.
like
I
it.
screamed. I had
You
to
scream louder. Okay, have this.
Challenge
Raise your
accepted.
hand. Raise your hand. Okay, you that. All right. Ready?
Yep.
Yes.
The Statue of Liberty was given to the United States as a gift from which country? George? France is correct from George.
What the hell? I did my hand and I made the noises.
I was there first.
I looked down. George's hand was up, and your hand wasn't even up. Will. Listen,
This isn't fair.
it might be a connection issue. All right, it might be a connection issue.
Definitely is. This is rigged.
So basically, that means George already won, but we're just gonna go for the heck of it. I know this already. All right, question 13. Which bird was commonly used by humans to send messages?
What?
Which bird was commonly used by humans to send messages?
Pigeon.
Yes, Will.
Pigeon.
Wrong. It's a hawk. I'm just kidding. Yes, pigeon's correct. Pigeon is correct.
It don't matter. It don't
That was
matter.
That's not fair. I knew all the answers, and I swear, like 3 times I screamed in before him.
Yeah, I screamed first because I knew him faster.
All right. So that makes the score 11-8. George wins, and he's on the win streak.
That was a good game.
What
That
was
was
the
a very good game. Well, social distancing handshake.
I don't know. I feel like George has social distance from himself from all his opponents in trivia. Let's see. Off the top of my head, I know.
Good.
Off the top of my head, I know he's taking out Will, Chase, Dylan, Regan. I think Brooke done. I think Brooke was gonna do it, but he shouldn't do it. Who else was in there? I think Noah. Christian, you took down.
Christian, yeah.
That was a close one, wasn't it, though?
I think his best game. I'm like Chase's game was good because I think he came out to the last question.
Christian too.
Christian was pretty good. Will's had some bad games. This is probably Will's best game.
Yeah, the Super Bowl one was hard, and so was the one about the freaking sperm whale.
Yes, sir. I won the entire tournament. I won a tournament.
Oh yes. If you haven't checked the Super Bowl trivia tournament out, you can go check that out on the TCTV channel. It was pretty fun. George won it all. I probably should have said that because, well, I already said George won everything, so that in the last thing. But you go see who had to go against George, which is pretty sad. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dominated.
So,
up until fighting George.
Congratulations, George. I'll give you an awesome handshake.
Thank you.
Pat on the back.
It's been a great day for me.
It's only 12:48. So we'll see. We'll see if we can get someone else on here next week for trivia. If not, then we'll be back. Maybe I'll go
Lose again.
So maybe I'll go against you. We'll go up against you.
No,
we're waiting on that to the
Brooke try to
last
beat George.
episode. That's gonna be the last episode.
Last episode is definitely going to be Cade versus George.
Yep.
Yeah, the big finale.
Senior send-off, boys.
Yes. I have to win.
4 hours.
I have to win. Friggin' biggest thing ever. All right. We're going on to our game picks. I know you're probably thinking, what do you mean game picks? There's no games. We're just going to pick the games that would have been played today for the NBA. Sad day. So we'll start off. Let's see. Did the Kings play? They don't play today. Sorry.
Okay, we're doing something where the Kings are, so I can just pick them. I don't even care who they're playing.
All right. Okay. Okay. No, I got you. Who they play tomorrow? I'll tell you exactly who they play after. We'll do them last. Okay.
Too bad.
Rip, damn it. This is for all the games. Rest in peace.
Oh yes, Rip. Blow it out for us.
I'll blow it out at the end.
Okay. All right. Start off with the Nets and the Pacers. I'll start with you, George.
Pacers.
You hold the candle. You should hold the candle there.
Yep.
Okay. Don't drop it, please, because I don't have to run to your house.
I mean, I know you're on athletic, but it's not that hard.
All right, Nets and Pacers.
Nets.
George, you say the Pacers?
Pacers.
All right. Give me the Nets. Yeah. All right. Heat and Pistons.
Heat.
Will?
Heat.
Heat.
Heat, but D-Rose would have gone off. Okay.
76ers at the Wizards.
Sixers.
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 The Magic out the Celtics.
Celts.
Celtics.
Give me the Magic with the upset.
Timberwolves at the Knicks.
That's gonna that caps is the worst game here. And the edge goes to the Timberwolves.
Yeah, Wolves.
Yeah, Timberwolves. Hornets at the Hawks.
Hawks.
Hornets.
Give me the Hawks. Bucks at the Raptors. That'll be a good game.
Ooh, that's a good game. Give me the Raptors though.
I agree. Raptors.
Raptors also. Mavs at the Grizzlies.
Grizzlies.
Mavs.
Give me the Mavs.
And Luka Doncic
Warriors
really
at the
high.
Spurs.
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 Give me the Warriors. Bulls at the Nuggets.
The Nuggets.
Nugs.
Nuggets, yeah. Cavs at the Suns.
The Suns.
Yeah, game Phoenix. And then that was it. That was it for the today's games. Let's do tomorrow's games also. I'll do the Kings last. All right. Thunder at the Clips.
Clips. Actually, you know what? Thunder.
I still like the Clips, but that would be a good game,
That would be a very good game.
especially for positioning for both teams. Because the Clippers were fighting for the one spot.
Yeah, I think this is like
Thunder were fighting to move up to
last
get home
game.
court advantage.
Give me the Clips. And then last but not least, the Lakers at the Kings.
Lakers.
Kings, baby, with the upset.
I saved them last because I know they're versing the big boy. All right, yeah, give me the Lakers, obviously. Come on now.
Give me my Kings, boy.
Unless at this point Lakers lock down the one seed, they just stop playing everybody.
Rip.
Yeah, imagine if they started Caruso, or maybe
Caruso,
Cook.
not Caruso, not the Caruso.
All right.
He's
Well,
like,
rip
oh, yeah.
the NBA season.
Rip the candle.
See, if I didn't want to spill my water, I'd take it and I'd pour some of it out for the NBA season.
George, I don't think anybody saw it because you didn't make a noise for you, so no one probably saw that. But just know his candle is out.
Okay. Well, I'll make a noise. I can make a noise. Trust me, I can noise. Noise it up.
Trust me, we
Noise
know.
it up, George. All
Rip
right.
the NBA season.
That time they got the noise. Yes, it did.
All right.
We'll bring a candle on them for next week. But until then, it was fun being back with my boys. It's been a while. They do the podcast Undefeated on Wednesdays. Check that out on Spotify or Apple Music or just on that's it.
Or is it not on YouTube?
Yeah,
That's
it
not
wasn't.
knowing.
But you'll see us on YouTube.
Yeah.
So
Yay!
George, you get this all up and going. We're back on. Follow the Twitter. I am active over there. I run it. George can run it. George can run it if he wants to. He doesn't ask me or will.
Nope. You're good at it.
All right, I got it. I got it. All right. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.